Hi there, folks, and welcome to Speech World, a new app for improving articulation and language. For now, this is just a general tutorial, a little bit of a look at everything. As time goes on, I'll add more specific ones for each little component of the app. So first thing you want to notice, if you go up here in the right-hand corner, you can see we have different themes. So you can do owls, or you can do Halloween. We'll be adding new themes as we go along. And there's also a clean theme for older clients who aren't so crazy about owls and superheroes. Let's go back to superhero for now. Next, you can create an account in this app by going here or here. What this does, and you can sign in with Apple, Google, or an email link. And what this does is allows you to retain data across devices. And that way you don't have to worry about losing device. If you get a new device, you can just log in and recover all of your names and decks and data. So it's a good, nice backup feature. So here you'll notice that we're on the home screen. The home screen is where you'll go to get to our activity. And here you can select a deck to work with. Say we're working on S's, just tap the deck and it will start the game. You'll notice it's a whack-a-mole type game. You can just tap the icons and it will reveal an image. Then notice down here you can speed up the game if you want. You can change decks in the middle if you want. And then it will either run out of time automatically, or you can touch Start Story down here and it will take you to our story section. And then you'll notice that all the items that you caught are down here, and you just have to tap them. If you want to add characters, you go over here and start adding characters. You can change the backgrounds too if you want by going and tapping these, all sorts of different things. You can even add words if you want to. So say you want to make up a silly story, you can do that as well. We have, each theme has a white background, so if you want to just have a nice clean white background, you can do that. And here's a look at some scenes that kids have done. And then when you're done, just go over here to the home button. And yes, I am done with it. For now, if you want to save the pictures you did, take a screenshot. We're working on making that a little bit better, but if you want to save the pictures that your kids did, just take a screenshot with your device. Next, down here, you'll notice there are lots of different videos. If you are watching this, you've likely figured that out already. So let's go over here to the cards, names, and results section. And here is where you can add names and start practice card drill sessions. In order to add a name, you just go here and you could type in kid name. And then here you can scroll down. You see we have minimal pairs decks, regular phoneme decks, lots to choose from. And then here a kid can select a character that they want, and then you can select decks with which to work, or minimal pairs, all sorts of stuff. And then once you're done, you just go over to save and you'll see that it was added. Now we can choose multiple names if we want to start a session. Let's do the one we just did. And how about Johnny? And then go over here to practice cards and you're ready to go. The flashcards will show automatically. Notice down here, you can get thumbnails of the cards that you want, and then you can minimize it if you want. Down here, you can switch to adding positions. And you can have one position or all three if you would like, and they'll all show up there if you want to see them. Down here, you can change the levels so you can have word, phrase, or sentence. And then to advance the cards, all you have to do is swipe to the left or right. Quick note, if you want to change the way that the cards look when they advance, you can go up here to animation and then back. And then you'll notice that it looks different when you swipe. Lots of different options there. Then it will naturally take turns if you have more than one client, but if you want to, you can just hit this arrow and then pick whichever kid you would like to see. Here our buttons are pretty self-explanatory: correct, approximate, or incorrect. Here, if you want to change decks in the middle of a session, you can do that. Then we have a few handy tools by going here. This will allow you to see pop-ups of various videos. You can select up to 2 and then just hit open. And so this will help during a session kids see certain sounds if they want. This is a good thing for minimal pairs. Say they're making the t sound for k. You can show them side by side how that is and then just close them. Next, if you go back to this tool and go to the video icon, this pulls up the ability for kids to be able to see themselves, record themselves, and play it back if you want. When you're done with this, you can close it, and if you recorded, it will ask you to save it, and you can see that in the results section. So let's go take a look at that. To get your results, go to this button and various options here. Let's look at our results. And you can see that it gives you graphs for how they're doing over time, gives you graphs of the words that you worked on. You can also go over here to switch to see the different results for the different kids. Up in this area, it will show you not just their progress, but any recordings that they've made, and also if they've done any screenings, how those have gone over time. When you're done with that, you can either go back to the session if you want right here, or back to home. Now let's go over to our parents and quick start section. Down here are videos specifically geared towards parents, talking a lot about how speech errors develop and things they can do at home. Over here is also an area to start a session just like we just had, except for the no need to choose a name. You can just dive right in, pick a sound, and then begin. You'll notice there's no scoring here. This is just if you want to get up and running really quickly and aren't concerned about scoring. So now let's end things over here. So this session is either you want to get a quick session going and you don't worry about scoring as much, and information for parents. And then notice we have a parent screener here. You can screen your kid just to kind of see where they are. Let's take a look at this. We also have a screener over here. This one is more for speech therapists that have a little bit more advanced knowledge of what they're listening for. And this parent screener is meant to guide things a little bit more. So let's take a look at this one. And we have these down here. You'll notice the letter in red. Ask a child to say it. If they said it correctly, then we hit yes. If they said no, no. Up here, if you want, you can take notes as you go along. You can also tap here.
Watch.
And then let's just move on. Here you'll notice that we are guiding parents through listening for phonological processes. So take a look at each 3 of these, and then answer the questions. And then you can see that it shows how they did on each sound and approximately when child should develop with certain sounds, and also says whether or not some potential phonological processes were found with the screening. The speech therapist screening works a lot the same way, except for instead of yes or no buttons, you can tap once for approximate or twice for incorrect. And then when you're done, you just tap this button. If you don't hear any issues with any of the target sounds, just advance and it will mark it as correct. One different thing we have here for speech therapists, you can tap this plus button and say you hear that a child is deleting final consonants. You can note that and say they're gliding, and then you hit done and it will record it to the end of the session. And then just as with the other screener, you can see that it shows the results grouped by age. And back to the main screen. Next, we have articulation videos. Now you can access these in one of 2 ways. We do allow for recording while watching these videos. If you plan on doing that, I would select a name and then a sound. And then from here, you can play videos. And notice the different options that we show here. You can also get some more information about the certain sound and get some tips. Right here is where you would record if you want to. And if you selected a name beforehand, then it would automatically save any recordings that you made to that client's profile. Last but not least is our content and info section. We have a number of things going on here. If you double tap some of these images, they'll get bigger so you can see some basic developmental information. And then you can see this row, we have content made specifically for kids. Here are some informational videos for parents and educators. And then down here, we have some podcasts all about how to implement better speech practices at home. And you can slide to the left or right to access all of these. When you want to see a video, just tap on one and it will play small like this. Or if you double tap the video, it will enlarge it. To play or pause it, just tap once to play or once to pause. And you can also fast forward and rewind the video if you would like. When you're done, just tap this X and it'll take you right back where you were. So there you have it. There's a basic tutorial of the app. If you have any questions, please feel free to go over here to the contact and contact us. We're happy to answer any questions that you might have. And then keep a lookout for some more specific tutorials as time moves on. Thank you and have fun.